Yeah, not quite chaos, but dramatic scenes there at the Sir Viv Richards ground on Friday as the Hurricanes declared their second innings on 83 for 2, still trailing the Pride by 18 runs in round 10 of the Windies 4-day championship. Final scores: Hurricanes 90 and 83 for 2 declared. The Pride 191 for 8 declared. The Pride winning by an innings and 18 runs. Now, in what was the final match of the campaign for both teams, the Hurricanes entered the match with an outside chance of pipping the Jaguars to the title. Stay with me now. The Pride, meanwhile, entered the match with a chance to leapfrog the Hurricanes into second place. So that's the table. The Hurricanes failed to secure any batting points after making only 90 in their first innings. This means they would have failed to get enough points to beat the Jaguars to the title, even if they had gone on to win the match. With priority 1 out the window, the Hurricanes moved to priority 2, which was to seal second place. They calculated that if they declared their second innings at the point which they did, 83 for 2, then that would allow them to do just this, finish second. They were wrong. The final standings showed, well, before we get to the final standings, this is how points are awarded in the regional 4-day championship. Let's go. For a win, 12 points for the winner, batting and bowling points and pace bowling points. For a tie, 6 points for each team, plus batting, bowling points and pace bowling points. A draw, 3 points for each team plus batting and bowling points, all-round bowling, and then pace bowling points as well. In case of a no result, each team gets a point. Where the match is abandoned due to dangerous pitch, 12 points given to the visiting team, none to the losers. And where the referee awards the match, 12 points to the team awarded the match and none to the other team. Where batting is concerned, bonus point system, a maximum of 5 batting points is awarded based on runs scored by each team as follows. 200 to 249 runs, you get a point. 250 to 299, you get 2 points. 300 to 349, 3 points. 350 to 399, you get 4 points. If you score 400 or over, 5 points. Bowling, a maximum of 3 bowling points will be awarded based on wickets taken by each team. It says as follows: 3 to 5 wickets taken, a point. 6 to 8 wickets, 2 points. 9 to 10 wickets taken, 3 points. And fast bowling points now. 0.2 points are awarded for each wicket taken by a pace bowler during the match in both the first and second innings. So we are clear about the scoring system. All right, let's go further then. We are turning to a journalist who was in Antigua working on the game, Jack Matthew with 1 T, yeah? He joins us on the phone right now. Jack, good afternoon. Welcome to the SportsMax Zone.
Good afternoon to you and your listeners and viewers.
Great. Jack, we are still puzzled by the factors which led to that decision last Friday by the Hurricanes to do as they did. You were there. What went down?
Well, we were taken aback as well. It was absolutely surprising that they decided to effectively end the match at that particular point in time. They felt, as you've been saying, that they would have been ahead of the Barbados team at that particular point in time when the declaration was made. Unfortunately, their calculation was not right. So they ended up in third place, something they were trying to avoid. And therefore, they achieved the objective. But what it did, in fact, create was confusion. And also, it has created confusion for the cricketing authorities as well. Because it simply means if a situation had developed where a team could end a cricket match which was scheduled for 4 days in effectively a day and just over a session, then in this case, the authorities, the Cricket West Indies, would have to radically review the bonus point system to prevent this from happening in the future. Because what the players in fact did was that they allowed a situation where they would have been able to finish second in the championship to end the cricket match, which was destined to go 4 days. And so effectively, their priority took preference over cricket itself. So cricket lost.
Yes.
And that is the disheartening situation here. Well, I see it as that cricket was defeated on that day when the declaration was made just after lunch.
Jack, tell me, I know you would have checked in the period after the game. Who from the Leewards camp did the calculations? Because I'm suggesting to you that those numbers weren't, it wasn't a slight error, it was a massive error to get it so wrong when the calculation, the formula is so clear.
And I thought it was hasty as well. Apparently, they consulted one of the statisticians, but I learned from the argument, I learned afterwards, after the match was over, that they actually reacted before the news got back to them as to where they were in terms of the calculation. So it was a rather hasty decision. I was thinking as well that maybe they should have consulted other people outside of the statisticians as to the morale of making that decision to end the game, because they ended the game by declaring losing the match by an inning. We saw Hugo, a former manager of the Leewards, watching the match on that particular day. I don't know if he was consulted, but knowing Hugo, I believe not to. It was a rather hasty decision, and it turned out to be the wrong one. And I believe that the Leewards, the players, I'm talking about the management and coaching staff, whoever was responsible for it, would themselves be very aggrieved of the fact that they did not meet the objective and the consequences of the actions.
All right, Jack, Wayne Lewis here. My understanding is that the Leeward Islands team, they were quite upset when Barbados declared their innings at 198, I think it was, or 91 for 8, because they were hoping to get those bonus points, because obviously coming second was a big thing for Leeward Islands cricket because they have been struggling for quite some time. So they were quite upset with Barbados doing that. And of course, the hasty decision now to declare and end the game really backfired on them, and it was most embarrassing. However, what's the situation like in terms of the team and how they felt about the aftermath of what they have done in terms of bringing the game into this disrepute? Because for you to declare so early on the second day with 83 for 2, when you could have gone on, set a target, bowl out Barbados and win the game outright, clearly winning that game. Why would they go there and do that? And what's the mindset of these players who are embroiled in all of this?
Well, the players did not speak to the press after. The management decided not to. They told us that they were instructed by the board not to comment on the issue. So we did not get an official word from the captain. We did not get any response from the manager or the coach of the Leeward Islands team. But we gathered that they were upset that Barbados decided to declare and deny them the possible 0.4 bonus points, because had Alzari Joseph taken the last 2 Barbadian wickets, they would have added 0.4 bonus points for the fast bowling points. I'm getting confused myself about the whole bonus points issue. But it's a case where it was tit for tat in a way that Barbados did that, and they felt that Barbados perhaps should not have done that, and so they retaliated. I gathered from the talk that took place afterwards that was really the bottom line over the whole issue. That Barbados did it first, denied them the opportunity to get more bowling points, and so they decided to go ahead and deny Barbados when they had an opportunity to do that. In the process of doing that, it became rather erratic.
Rather untidy. Yeah, Jack, Chris Taylor here. Tell me something. Obviously, these points were put in place from Cricket West Indies in terms of adding incentive for the players in terms of scoring runs, taking wickets, and so on. What is your take on the current system in terms of how it is designed at the moment? And where do you think Cricket West Indies should go with it? What should they do? How should they rectify this situation? I'm sure you have thought about it. What's your opinion?
Well, I like the situation of having bonus points for the fast bowlers. I believe that, well, you know that West Indies dominated world cricket in the 1970s, 1980s, and to a certain extent in the 1990s because of the battery of fast bowlers. But we don't seem to have that potency in terms of the fast bowling attack. So the Cricket West Indies, and I know that the curator here in Antigua, Anthony Merrick, the former West Indies B-team fast bowler, have been making concerted efforts to get faster pitches prepared at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. And to some extent, that has been achieved because the pitches have afforded more bounce and more pace and so on. So they're trying to encourage fast bowlers. I like the bonus point system for fast bowlers. What will have to happen in the future now, the Cricket West Indies will have to make it across the board that spinners would be able to get bonus points as well. Because we see now that there is a loophole and that teams are willing to exploit that loophole to satisfy their ends, their means. So Cricket West Indies going forward would have to bump the whole bonus point system, and I recommend that they go across the board with it. Spinners and fast bowlers would be entitled to bonus points.
Hear you on that.
In terms of the outright win for 12 points and none for the team finishing second, as it were, as opposed to the previous method where you would have a draw and the team would get 6 points for claiming first innings. I don't think we should revert to that. I think the whole policy of having 12 points on outright win, encourage teams to perform, encourage teams to win, I like that. So Cricket West Indies going forward should maintain that part of the point system and make the bonus points go across the board. Spinners should be entitled as well as the fast bowlers.
Jack Matthew, thank you very much for your time, my friend. I hope you get your head around all these variables a few days from now because someone got their arithmetic and their mathematics terribly wrong on Friday. And I agree with you, Jack. Cricket got a black eye last Friday.
I wish you all the best as well.
Thank you very much. So Jack Matthew says, gentlemen, that someone went to check with the statistician. Before the statistician gave them the correct number, it was communicated that come inside. So where did 83 come from? Where was it? If it is that the statistician had not yet said, okay, this is the number, how then was it communicated to come in at 83 for 2?
Well, 83 was irrelevant. I think what he would have calculated would have been the 2 wickets. So it's obviously because remember the wickets are what is giving you the point to have a point. So the runs were irrelevant at the time.
Remember this happened in a World Cup game in South Africa when South Africa hosted the World Cup some years ago when they were batting. And
there was a miscalculation.
They miscalculated and lost the game, and it cost the captaincy of South Africa.
The reason I said 83 for 2 is because that's when they left the field.
Correct.
So that's the point, at 83 for 2. Yeah. So I'm saying, how is it that you could have been in a position where you are waiting for the declaration as to, well, you're waiting for the information as to, okay, this is now a good time to come. How could that chain of communication among one statistician to someone, to somebody else, to the captain, did the manager know? Did the coach know? What happened?
But I would go differently. Why would that even cross your mind that you'd want to declare and end the game? That is what I don't understand.
Well, they were so eager for that, as I said, to maintain that second position.
But I mean,
or upset.
Now everybody wants to win.
Blinded by, oh, you did that? Yeah, you did that, you declared?
That to me is just mind-boggling. That tells you they're taking serious though. They're taking the game seriously.
I don't think that adding bonus points now for
that's
spinners
a
and
good thing. I like it.
I wonder how that itself will rectify. I don't think that would change
anything. You need to encourage your spinners as well.
No, because spinners are the problem.
Yeah.
We'll have to leave it here, gentlemen.